Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Alternative Me. My name is Jack. Today, I want to talk about a band that has had just about as big an influence on my life as any band ever has, and that would be from Cincinnati, Ohio, the Afghan Whigs. This band, I can't even begin to tell you on how many levels I love them, on how many levels I appreciate them, and how my admiration for them continues to grow year after year. And they've managed to become even better with time, which is that's saying something. Especially when it's a band that I fell in love with almost 30 years ago. So the Afghan Whigs, we want to start off is a band that their origins are with Sub Pop Records. I talk about Sub Pop before. If you saw my video on my life in the Seattle music scene, Sub Pop was the record label I actually worked for a period of time, and before any of that happened, the Afghan Whigs were a band on Sub Pop, and their first album was called Up In It. And while I'm not going to talk too much about this record, Up In It is a phenomenal record. I highly recommend you check it out. But we're talking about a band that has such an amazing output of records that for now we're going to put Up In It aside and just save it and just say this record in and of itself is an amazing record. Go listen to Up In It. But where I became an Afghan Whigs fan was in their album Congregation. This was the album that I was first brought to my attention when I saw a video for the song Conjure Me. And everything about this band caught my attention immediately. The sort of darkness in their tone, the minor keys that they chose to play, and also their heavy R&B influence. They're influenced by the Motown sound. You would almost think that they were from Detroit, with that big Motown influence in the majority of their music. And also they have even covered some Motown songs. They cover Come See About Me, and they also covered R&B people. Like they've covered TLC, they've covered the Fugees. So Greg Dooley has stated that he's a big fan of R&B. So that's a big part of the Afghan Whig sound. But the other part is definitely that raw, loud guitar sound as well, combined with his amazing vocals, which have some of the best lyrics, I think. Some of my favorite lyrics in all of music. And I think that, the Afghan Whigs are a band that I think one of the main things that brings you to them is their lyrics. And Greg Dooley has been known to be probably one of the best. After the album Congregation, they were signed to major label Elektra, and they released Gentleman, which was a pretty big hit. I think he was even actually had a couple radio hits with the song Gentleman, and also there's another song called Debonair. Those were pretty big on MTV as well. So that album gave them quite a bit of prestige, and they got them noticed. They also changed their image a little bit because they, up until that point, they'd kind of had like long hair, and then they kind of cut their hair and they started wearing suits, and they sort of changed their image a little bit. It became more debonair, kind of like what they were singing about. And then after that, they released another album on Elektra, and it was called Black Love. And this album has probably had the most R&B influence. It had the most soul sound to it. It was kind of an epic concept record, almost played out like a movie, like a murder mystery. And it's probably my favorite. It's probably my favorite Afghan Whigs record is Black Love. And you can continue on because they have so many good records after that. Because their record 1965, which came after that, is also an amazing record. And then, dude, all the way down in 2015, they released Due to the Beast, which had been their first album in a while, and it was amazing. It was so good. I went and saw them live. This is only going back 5 years or so, 5 or 6 years, and they were still just as good as they always been. Because in my opinion, the Afghan Whigs are one of the best live bands I've ever seen. Completely entertaining. Greg Dooley is an amazing frontman. And, sometimes you get, like I said, you get like a special treat. They'll do a cool cover. Like one time they cover 39 Lashes from Jesus Christ Superstar. And they do, they just covered a bunch. They covered Leonard Skinner. They've done a lot of weird stuff. That's just because they're a really good band. And so if I were going to recommend 3 records, I would say I'd go with Congregation, Gentlemen, and Black Love. But like I said, they're all so good. They're all such great records, and you kind of can't go wrong with any of them. So also for my cover, I'm going to be playing an acoustic guitar version of "Turn on the Water," and I didn't realize how difficult the Afghan Whigs are to do a cover of their music. I think is very challenging. So I hope you enjoy my take on the Afghan Whigs, and I hope if you haven't delved into them, please do, because they are one of the greatest rock bands of the last 3 decades, the Afghan Whigs. Turn on the water. Gone, I'm gone, I'm gone, it's alright. Untie the boat. Turn on the water. Gone, I'm gone, I'm gone, it's alright. Carry me out deep into the ocean. Save me in prayer, then over the side. Untie the boat. Turn on the water. Gone, I'm gone, I'm gone, I'm gone, but it's alright. And you can hold me down. Don't you let me breathe. Let it wash all over me. Child gave it away, poisoned the people I wanted to save, left me here dark, rolling around. Gone, I'm gone, I'm gone, I'm gone, but it's alright. And you can hold me down. Don't you let me breathe. Wash all over me. Untie the boat. Turn on the water. Gone, I'm gone, I'm gone, it's alright. Untie the boat. Turn on the water. Gone, I'm gone, I'm gone, it's alright. Carry me out deep into the ocean. Save me a prayer, then over the side. Untie the boat. Turn on the water. Gone, I'm gone, I'm gone, I'm gone, but it's alright. And you can hold me down. Don't you let me breathe. Don't you let me breathe. Don't you let me breathe. Let it wash all over me. Wash all over me. my nose at the end of it.